What's going on, guys? If you're trying to figure out how to do a one call close, then make sure you watch this entire video, because in today's video, I'm literally going to give you a free training that I did in my exclusive Discord community, where I walk through my entire script, my entire framework, and my entire process that allows me to do a one call close every single time and take anywhere from $3,000 upwards to $7,000 on that call. Again, if you're just looking for a quick dopamine hit, get off this video. But if you are looking for real tactics, real scripts, and real frameworks, watch till the end, because I promise there's so much golden value in here. Now, also, if you guys do want to join my private Discord community, make sure you watch till the end, where I'll have some instructions on that as well. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Cool. So on the actual closing call, I'm going to that. All right. So on the closing call, I like to break down a few things. So it's important to note that going into the closing call, you want to be there to serve. That's very important. You're there to serve on this closing call, right? You're not doing anything else. Like when you're going in with the intention of, I got to like try to sell these people, you're fighting an uphill battle. It's not going to work. You have to go in there with the intention to serve, which means you have to ask questions, be genuinely curious and interested in them, and go through it with that frame of mind, nothing else. So again, we're there to serve on this closing call. Now, on this call, I've reviewed some of my past calls, and I've come up with this, what I call 4 keys to unlocking someone's mind. So the 4 keys are as follows. Number 1 is where they're at. So you need to actually unlock where they're at currently. Okay, where are they at? So number 1, where they're at. Number 2, goals, like where they're trying to go. And then this subconsciously creates a bridge from this to this, right? You've got point A, where they're at. Understand actually where they're at. Like, what are you doing with your current infrastructure? Can you actually, we'll go into this questions actually specifically. I'll give you the overview. So where they're at, where they're going, you've created point A, you then create a point B, and now there's a gap. And now we also have to identify the third thing is some sort of emotional unfulfillment. Some sort of emotional unfulfillment, okay? Why are you actually trying to go there? And a lot of people don't know how to ask the question properly. The best way, in my personal opinion, to ask this question is to say something along the lines of, I'd be like, cool. And Sultan, honestly, it sounds like you guys are really doing good with your business. A lot of people would love to be in your position. So maybe just help explain to me, like, why are you actually trying to get to whatever their goal is, whatever they stated? And you're flipping it. You're like, you guys sound like you're already doing good. Like, why are you trying to go there, right? Obviously, it's going to be more headache, more time, more money involved, a bunch of negative to try to achieve the positive. So like, help me rationalize why you're trying to do this. Then they're going to start to tell you some sort of either emotional fulfillment. They want to make more money. I was on with one guy yesterday, and he's a cop in the afternoons, and he wants to quit his cop job, and he wants to pursue this full time. And right now his wife helps with the business. He wants to remove her from the business as well, so they can like live a more peaceful life. People just start telling you this shit when you say it and frame it that way. He was doing he did 1.8 million in 2023. So I asked him, like, listen, you did 1.8 in 2023. A lot of people would love to be in your shoes, right? Like, help me understand, why are you actually trying to scale? Obviously, more energy, more effort, more money, more headache in the attempt to scale. So help me rationalize that. And he's like, boom, and just started telling me this stuff. So again, 4 keys. Number 1, where they're at. Number 2, where they're trying to go, the goals. Number 3, an emotional unfulfillment. And number 4, the most important, in my opinion, is the inability to do it themselves. The inability to do it themselves, right? Because sure, you can have all these goals, and if everything they're doing is working and they have a clear path to scale, why are we on this call? Like, just go do what you're already doing. You don't know me, you don't trust me. And I've said that before to people. I asked them, and again, we'll go over the question, but I've asked people in the past, like, why, like, or sorry, do you think that based off your current strategy, you can get there? People are like, yeah, I do. It's like, cool. Then why are we on this call? You don't know me. You don't trust me. You don't know me from a fly on the wall, right? Like, at the end of the day, you have a clear path. So why don't you just continue doing what you're doing without bringing on the extra complexity and adding extra things? And then they'll either tell you like, oh, maybe like, then they'll start backpedaling. Like, actually, no, I think that like we could use the bump, so they'll backpedal, or they'll solidify it. And then you just hop off the call. Like, if people can do it themselves, they don't need you, right? That's as simple as that. So if you guys haven't unlocked all these 4 goals or all these 4 keys, you are not going to get someone to give you their money because they haven't, like, you haven't gone through the process. So is everyone clear on that? Let's get a pulse check. Where's the chat? Open up this chat here. All right. Okay, so I think I've seen some calls. How long is this call on average? Bro, school bathroom. This guy's gonna go take a shit and listen to me talk. This jokes. How do you guarantee results every time? If it doesn't work, what you do? I mean, you can try to guarantee results every time, Nathan. At the end of the day, your guarantee is not fake. If you can't get the results, you do what your guarantee says, right? Like it's skin in the game on both ends. Like that's what a guarantee is about. But he wants free up time. How do you we'll go over objections later. Doing great. How would you frame that question? Right, in that case, if they're not doing great, then why are you even on that call with them? If they don't have the money, then they can't afford your services. So if they're not at that mark, then you tell them, listen, we have a minimum. I don't think you guys meet our minimum. I'd recommend like going into Facebook groups and like trying to post there, posting on Marketplace. But aside from that, I can't really help you today. I apologize. Cool. Thumbs up, fire, thumbs up. Awesome. So again, those are the 4 keys there when it comes to actually unlocking someone's mind on this close call. So going down now, let's go over the questions. I'll start verbalizing these questions because I realize my fucking fat fingers don't type fast on the iPad. So I'll start verbalizing these questions and maybe you guys could just jot them down. So when I start a call, actually, I might just be able to share my screen with, see if I can find it. Fuck it. So when I start a call right off the bat, let's go sales flow. So this is the sales flow of all new calls, right? So 1 is report and intentions. Sending report and giving them the intention. So it's going to be varying based off the person. People are come on. You choose you, Ilya. Ilya comes on and be like, hey, Ilya, how you doing today? Like I like to be a bit more accentuated on the outbound, like smile. Hey, how you doing today, Ilya? Good. How you doing? Awesome. Doing good. Thanks. Where are you calling from, by the way? Just simple, small bullshit. Where they're calling from, figure that out. If you guys are also local, like if you service local businesses, that helps because then you can use that answer to transition into the actual call. They'll tell you, cool, like keep it very simple, short, and then you can flip the switch. Be like, yeah, cool, Ilya, if it's cool, you will just jump straight into the call here today. Make the most out of your time. Does that sound good? Yeah, awesome. So again, just to give you an outline and how we like to structure these things. I always like to say these types of things. So awesome, Ilya. So I just want to give you an outline of the call, what you can expect here. So right off the bat, very no bullshit company, meaning my goal is not to try to slam something down your throat or, push you into a corner or anything. Rather, on this call, I just want to figure out exactly where you're at, where you're trying to go, where you've been, what you've tried. That way we can put together a customized proposal and see if we can actually fit into your journey. Then at the end, you can let me know if that makes sense for you. Sound good? They're never going to say no. They're always going to say yes. So again, setting rapport and intentions. Important to note here, like again, no BS company. My goal is not to like sell you on anything. The amount of times I tell people that, even yesterday I closed a guy and I led with that. And he's like, yeah, dude, I was talking with one of your competitors and I hang up on him within like the first 5 minutes. And he's like, when you told me that you're not here to push me in a corner and just want to talk to me, he's like, I resonated with that so hard. So boom, like it works. I know it works because I'm getting these feedback loops. So no BS. You're not there to sell them. You're just there to see what doing. You're just there to see what they've done, see where they're at, see where they're trying to go, get a pulse check and see where you can come into the play. So that's step 1, report and intentions. From there, we're going number 2, which is the actual qualification. So this is, again, tying back to the first key, figure out where they're at. So me personally, when I go, I'll be like, cool, so you said you are from Los Angeles, right? So after I tell them like what we're doing, sound good? They'd be like, yeah. And then I'll be like, cool. So you said you're from LA, right? Yeah, awesome. And is that where you guys do business as well? So you can use that first question and tie it up into the start process of the qualification to make it seamless. They'll say yes. I'll then go over business owner. So if you guys own the business, so qualification. So step 1, area, biz owner. Do you guys own the business? They'll say yes. I'll be like, cool. Do you have any other partners or stakeholders? And if they say yes, then you are not going to continue on that call. This is a one call close. You do not continue if not all stakeholders are there. Okay. If not stakeholders are there, then this is how you frame it. Be like, awesome. Now, again, just because I've been doing this for so long that typically what ends up happening is we go through the entire call. You end up then having to play the telephone game, which I'm sure you play the telephone game, right? Yes. Cool. So you understand that a lot of the questions your partner has, they're not going to get answered from the source. Things are going to be misconstrued. So for that reason, what ends up happening is we end up doing the call twice anyways. So just for the sake of time, I'd love if we can actually get them on. Are you opposed to that? No, see if you can get them on. If not, then just reschedule it. My man's smoking a blunt there. That's jokes. I love it. Jebril, I was seeing Jebril there. But anyways, so again, the stakeholder 100%. If there is a partner, get them on the call. If not, reschedule that call because you're just going to waste an hour of your life. And they're going to say, I got to go talk to my partner. And then they're never going to call you back. And they're just going to disappear because they're pussies. So stakeholder, very important. If they say no to the stakeholder, then partner. Awesome. Now, do you have any personal partners or any spouses or anyone in your life that would want to be on this call? Make sure that their questions are answered and give you the thumbs up before anything happens. No. Okay. So you're 100% sure that you don't have to, mention what I've said to your wife and answer her questions, right? No, I have. Okay, cool. So you really want to tie down like you are the decision maker because then at the end, they're not going to be able to say, oh, I have to go talk to my wife. It's like, sorry, maybe I didn't understand. Like I thought you said that your wife didn't want to be part of this call. Did I misunderstand that? So making them feel stupid by like reiterating what they said in a polite way that's not aggressive. So qualification, we're going area business owner. Are they the owner of the business? Are there any other stakeholders or partners involved? From there, I'll go like, tell me about your company. Tell about company. Figure out where like what it is they do, etc. Then I'll go into volume. So it depends on how you do this. If you're like dentist, like cool, how many dentists or how many patients do you guys have? Just try to like touch base on where they're currently at in terms of volume, and then you can also use that for money. So if they tell you, I don't know, if they're a roofer and they said like I've done 50 jobs and an average job is like 20K, then you can reverse engineer the number, or you can ask them like how much have you guys done last month just to get a baseline for where you're at. If you're going the more money route, be like, cool, now just so I can help get some context and where you're at and set like point A in stone. How much money did you guys do last month? Because now it's like there's a reason behind asking that question. So again, volume. You also want to figure out if that was at max capacity. And I put this in because I've gone through a call and then at the end of the call, I was like, awesome, now let me go ahead and try to find some more employees, some more team members. That way we can start to scale it up. And I was like, fuck. So I added that in my call. Like, cool. Now, was that at max capacity last month, or can you guys take on more with your current infrastructure, meaning your team members, your office space, your equipment that you have, etc. So are you guys at max capacity or not? If they say no, we can do more. Cool. Then again, this varies. I like to ask pricing questions, like how much do you guys charge for your service? How much do you guys charge for your service? That way I can get a baseline on like if we can even help them, because some people charge a stupid amount of money and they don't really have that good of a brand, and you're fighting an uphill battle when someone else that can do it for better at a cheaper cost and has a bunch of Google reviews. So I ask for pricing. Um, So we go there, and then yeah, so that's like the general like basic qualification in terms of like what they're doing as a company, right? And then from there, this is a very important question. You're looking to get a North Star. So for this North Star, this is how I like to frame it. We'll go through the entire question. I know a lot about their company, right? I know they're the like their area, they're the business owner, no other partners. I know what they do. I know how much money they've made. I know it wasn't at max capacity, so I got a good idea of who they are. Then I will say, awesome. Now, just so I can get in a sense of where your North Star is, like, why specifically did you schedule this call with us today? How can I help you? How can I be of service? Like, just help me get an understanding of that. Cool. Now, the goal with the North Star, this is called the logical appeal. On this logical appeal, your goal is to get goal plus time. So why are you on this call specifically? Sometimes, and most of the times, I'm just going to open up Zoom. Let me see if there's anyone in here that needs to get let in. No, I let everyone in automatically. Cool. So on this North Star again, were you like, why are we on this call today? How can I help you? You might get it. Well, I just wanted to see what did you guys offer. That's not acceptable. That's not the answer we're looking for. We're going to continue to push. So you need to dig deep here. You need to listen to what they're saying and be strategic. If they say that to me, it's like, cool. Now I would assume you probably don't just hop on calls with everybody to figure out what they do, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So again, just so I can help you, because we have a lot of different services and a lot of different things and ways we can take this call. So help me understand how I can help you. Like why specifically are on this call? How can I be of service to you today? Again, very serving oriented, figuring out where they're at, and why they're on this call. So you're trying to figure out a goal. If they say, I want to get more dental patients, cool. How many more dental patients? Because we have clients that want 500 more a month and we have clients that don't. Obviously, two different scopes of work. So how much are you guys actually looking for? 20 patients. Cool. And when are you looking to do that? Like when are you actually looking to start ramping that up? Yesterday, tomorrow, a month. If it's anything over a month, it's like, what the fuck are we having on this call? Like we might not even be like our services change regularly. Like I wouldn't take anything that's over a month. A month is my cutoff. If they say I'm looking to start in like 3 months and it's like, cool, again, our services are constantly changing, just touch back out in 3 months and I'd end the call. Because you're not going to one call close, right, guys? Like you got to close on this call. All the stars have to align for it. So if they say 1 month, another thing that's really important here is you can anchor that. So at the end of the call, they're like, yeah, I'd like to start, like the middle of February. It's like, perfect, not a problem. But we actually have a little bit of a process. We bring you guys on board. It takes a little bit of time to set up your accounts, to get the ball rolling, to get everything integrated on our end. And usually it's about, 3 to 4 weeks. So the timeline works perfect. So you can, because they wanted to start, in a month, you can use that at the end of the close to get paid now, so you can build everything throughout that wait time. Does that make sense? Cool. So let me just turn off. So once they give us the goal, again, a verbal goal of like projects or dollar value, and a time frame, we then go into the why. And this is the emotional appeal. This is for the second key. Up to this point, we've gotten key one, where they're at. We've then gotten key two, why, where they're trying to go. So we now have a bridge. Then we go into the why, which is the emotional and fulfillment. So that's key number 3. So we're getting really close to going to the pitch here. Again, like I said earlier, asked them, it sounds like you guys did good. Sounds like a lot of people would love to be in your position. So help me understand, like, why are you actually trying to scale and get to an extra 50 patients within the next month? Like, help me rationalize that. Boom. They're going to start telling you again, listen closely. You may get a generic answer. You need to dig deep here. I have in my sales script, based off what is shared, select the most appropriate follow-up questions and get them to verbalize why they want it. Be slow and methodical. You guys, a lot of people like, oh, I'm on a sales call. Oh, and you get like fucking in your chest and like you just start freaking. Just chill, man. It's fine. Chill. Lower your voice a little bit. Cool. No ums. Be slow. Be patient. Like, you got it. Take control of that call. Don't let it, like, don't work up. It's fine. Just get it. If you feel that, just chill. It's not a big deal. Okay. So again, why emotional? Dig deep. Like, be very methodical. Be very lazy. I was laughing, making me laugh. So laughing, bro. I'm trying to talk to people. um, so again, the goal is to get an emotional fulfillment here. Dig deep. Don't just like, why is that? Well, I want, to scale my company. It's like, cool, but with scaling comes complexity and more issues. So maybe help me rationalize, because like it might not even be worth it, like, why? So figure that out. From there, you guys saw my password, bastards. From there, we move into current strategy. So current strategy is like, cool. So what are you currently doing to get more sales for your business? That is the exact question that I ask. And then underwords, I have like in little notes on my questionnaire, I have who deals with their marketing, how much are they paying for ad spend? If they're not doing any real digital marketing, dig deep into why, almost like guilt tripping them. being like, how long has it been like that? Like, how long do you intend to stay like that? Get them to realize their flaws here. So if someone tells me they're like, yeah, I just rely on like word of mouth and organic, but really? Like nothing else? No. Like, cool, interesting. Now maybe help me understand like how come, right? Like you consume social media, you're on Google, on Facebook and stuff. It's like, why no real digital marketing? And then you can uncover like, I don't think it works. And if you're going to fight, like, this is, again, maybe let me backtrack. The goal also for a perfect call is to hit all the objections early and ask the right questions early on. That way, at the end, they're not surfacing. You've already taken care of them. If they tell you here, well, yeah, I don't think Facebook works, then you have to go into why you don't think Facebook works and see if you can overcome that objection. If not, you're not going to close them on the end. Other times they just say, well, I know nothing about it. I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just not the expert. I need someone to help me. And I've been looking for someone to help me. And cool. Now you use that at the end of the call. If they say they don't want to move forward, it's like, well, sorry, maybe I thought, like, didn't you say that you are looking for someone to help you? So now they're backtracking on what they've already told you, right? So current strategy, what they're doing to get more business. And then from there, I also like to ask how much on marketing. So I'll figure out what they're currently doing, and then I'll ask, like, so are you guys spending, if they are doing things like flyers and magazines and a little bit of SEO with someone, then cool, let's figure out what strat spend, how much you're spending at the moment. Don't let this deter you though. If someone's doing nothing here, if they're not doing anything, and if they are not spending anything on marketing, don't let that deter you, because a lot of people might feel like, fuck, this guy's not going to buy from me. Like, he's never tried anything. He's not spending anything on ads. Like, he's not going to give me the money. It's a bullshit rational fear that you're having. I've closed enough people that have never done anything, and we've had the perfect solution. It was a bit more expensive, but we pushed through it. So don't trip yourself out here. I used to do that early on. Don't let it trip yourself out. If they've never done it before, and if they're not spending a lot of marketing, it's fine. You can still close them. So from there, I also go into stats, meaning what are your current company at? So cost per lead, cost per appointment, cost to acquire a customer, closing ratio. I asked them this. If they don't know this, I'd be like, so sorry, I mean, like, you're running a business, but you don't know how much it costs to acquire a customer. You don't know what your cost per appointment is. You don't know what your cost per lead is. No. Okay. Now you've just created this moment of them to reflect, like, fuck, I own a business and I don't even know how much it costs me to acquire a customer. I have no clue. I'm a fucking idiot. So you're getting them, like, and you don't even have to tell them that. Like, you don't know that. Oh, okay. Interesting. And just like give them 2 seconds before moving on. Again, be slow, methodical, give them some time, but confront that, right? If they don't know any of that, confront the stats. And then we go into past. So have you tried anything else in the past? Have you worked with anyone else in the past? Um, Again, I have in my notes here, see if they have specifically done anything else in the past. Our pitch needs to be the simultaneous explanation of why everything they've tried in the past has failed and why this is going to be different, right? So we need to make sure that we can get to that. So what else have you tried in the past? I've tried Facebook ads in the past. Cool. Now, what did you do on Facebook ads? I don't really know. Okay, so it didn't work? No. Okay, so you tried Facebook ads. You don't really know what it was. So, I mean, do you think that Facebook ads works, or do you think maybe it was just a strategy thing? No, I think it may have just been a strategy thing. Okay, cool. So you've overcome that. Like, they still think Facebook ads works. If they think, no, I don't think Facebook ads works, like, cool, let's dive deep into why. I mean, you're here from a Facebook ad, so clearly it works, right? So why doesn't it work for you? Like, what specifically didn't work? I mean, Nike spends billions of dollars on marketing, and a lot of that goes into Facebook. Apple does too, right? Like, all these massive brands are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on Facebook ads. So I would go on the side that it probably works. So why didn't it work for you? Help me understand. What do they do? So go through that. What have they tried in the past? And then get a really good understanding on that, right? Like, you don't want to move forward and just blast by. You want to ask follow-up questions. Again, the goal is to serve them. You want to figure out everything that they've done in a serving manner, like really get a full comprehensive idea of where they've been. So from there, after we figured out what they've tried in the past, this is when we go for the last key, because we've really started to build up all these keys. Again, where they're at, what they've tried in the past. We're starting to really build on it, where they're trying to go, emotional fulfillment. Like, we're really getting a lot in the air now, and we really have a really good idea of what's going on. So then the last question and the last key is, I review strategy and ask if they can get goal themselves. Cool. So then I'll go back. Cool. So just to make sure I've been paying attention and I heard everything you said correctly. And let me take another note. That's actually a really important thing to say. They found that servers. So there's a study, there's a book. Yeah, I'll read it. Can you guys see my camera, by the way, or no? It's really small. Yeah, cool. So yes, it's a 50 scientific proven ways to be persuasive by Robert Cialdini. One of the best books I've ever read. And one of the things in there, he says they did it. They ran a study, a social study on servers that repeated orders back to people. And what they found was an increase in trust, as well as a massive increase in tips, because they felt that the people were paying attention. So if you tell someone, okay, cool, now just to make sure that I've been paying attention and I've heard everything you've said, then you start to review what they've done, review their strategy, right? You guys have been in business for 15 years. You guys have done X, Y, Z. You did X, Y, Z in 2023. That was a dip compared to 2022, which obviously isn't good. You said you're looking to get back to that previous goal and a bit more than 2022. And at the moment, you're only using word of mouth to get there. Now, based off what you're currently doing, do you think that you're going to get to X goal in X month? So get to 100K a month next month based off what you're currently doing, and then let it drop, right? Like you've reviewed it, you've built out that trust, you've been paying attention, and then you ask, can you get there with your current strategy and what you're doing in 1 month? If they say yes, okay, then why are we on this call? Because obviously you're going to have to pay us. Obviously, there's going to be more added stuff coming into your business. So maybe help me understand, like, why don't you just try doing this yourself before looking to outsource? And people are like, yeah, I never thought about that. Cool. All right, awesome. Thank you. Have a good one. Right. Ending the call. If they say no, however, then ask them why. Very important. Why? Why? Very fucking important. Ask why, because now they're going to have to tell you why. Yeah, it's just not working as good as I want it to be. Yeah, it's not as fast as I want it to be. Yeah, I don't have control over our referrals. Yeah, I don't XYZ. Ask the question why. They're going to tell you why what they're doing is broken and why they need it fixed. Okay, like you can use that as ammo at the end. You can use that to help them go through the process of the objections. Very important to ask that why. And then honestly, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the actual sales calls, the questionnaire side of things. This is my typical flow. Again, rapport, then qualification. Like as you see, I'm asking a lot of right questions. I'm going through it. I'm going through the entire thing. Like I really know a lot about this person at this point. From there, I will review and label. I'm like, cool. Now, just based off our conversation, it sounds like, the main thing that you're having a problem with is just sales flow and being able to generate leads for your company on demand. Does that sound about right? Yes. Cool. So you just go ahead and you review the call. Then you go into some sort of acknowledge pitch or acknowledge and set frame. So now you're going to acknowledge the fit and set the frame. So something like I say, like, awesome. Now, based off what you told me here today, Ilya, me personally, I have no doubt that we can actually help you start to get an extra $100,000 a month within the next 2 months. Now, I'll go ahead. I'll start explaining our process step by step. Again, if at any point throughout the entire process you think it's a bad fit or sounds like a terrible program, I promise you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just tell me I suck. Sound good? Cool. Now you're giving them the opening and the entry, right, to tell you, no, I don't like this. You're letting them know like it's a safe space. Like I'm not here to attack. Like you can let me know. Sound good? Yes. Cool. Now, if this offer does make sense, I am going to lay a path forward on what the next steps for us to working together would look like. But again, I promise you're not going to hurt my feelings if you think it's a bad idea and you don't want to go through with it. Can I count on you for that? Yes. So again, acknowledging fit, setting the frame, acknowledging like, yeah, I think we can help you. I'm going to like go ahead step by step. If it sounds bad, please tell me it sounds bad. If it sounds good, I'll lay the steps on what the next steps. But again, if it sounds bad, like you're not going to hurt my feelings. You can tell me no. Cool. Cool. Then you go into your pitch. So the pitch I have here in my notes sounds super enthusiastic because we do is awesome. Your excitement here will make or break the sale. yeah, so we're gonna come on and we're gonna run some Facebook ads for you and help you guys generate leads. Like, cool. So step number one is we're gonna help you guys get some more leads, right? You need more leads, right? Like completely different. Got to be excited about it. What you guys are doing is fucking dope. Not everyone can run leads. Not everyone can run ads. Not everyone knows how to build sales funnels. Not everyone can capture attention and get people to the next step. It's an art and it's a dope art. It's freaking sweet. It makes the world go round. We can live like marketing and sales quite literally makes the world go round. So you go into the pitch, again, be enthusiastic. I should not do that one. Enthusiastic. I'll just write enthuse. Be enthusiastic there. And then, yeah, let's go through my little script here. It sounds like, is someone taking notes? It looks like Eliza, you're writing some stuff down. Dope, my boy. I appreciate you. Uh, cool. So I'll go ahead and I'll just kind of explain how I do this. So again, I'll always tie back. Yeah, like I said before, I'm extremely confident that we can help you X, Y, Z. So we got enthusiasm there, and we got explain a bit about the company. If you guys have some explanation or some sort of like logical, like I've been in the XYZ industry for X many years. We've helped XYZ people, like just give them some sort of quick explanation. It's not a must if you guys are early on and you don't really have anything, that's fine. But I'm at the point where we have built up past experience and stuff. So I always just give them a bit of intro about us as a company, again, just to really differentiate ourselves from our competitors. And then after I explain a bit about company, I'm like, cool. So again, if it's cool to you, I'll go ahead and I'll jump into it. Sound good? Yep. Awesome. Then I go through our pitch. Now, our pitch, I try to break it down into like two to three FBTs. So what an FBT is let's go feature, benefit, tie down. Because let's be honest, we can really talk a lot about everything. We'll do X, Y, Z. We'll generate the leads. We got all our high level. We got all these automations. Look at all these automations, and don't fucking do that. Don't show them the automations. You're just going to lose them very, very, very quick, right? So feature, benefit, tie down. So for us, we used to do it verbally. I've then transitioned into like a Miro board style because it's very linear and I can touch point and go through it quicker, give them some visuals as well. So trust step one is generating leads on demand. So I show them real quick. This is about a business manager. From there, we create advanced targeting. If anyone's never showed you it, this is the actual type of targeting we can get on Facebook, very specific in location. I show them the cost, where it's like we can actually get in front of the top 10% wealthiest households in America. As you see, there's 150 to 250,000 people in this age group that are the top 10% wealthiest. Does that make sense? Has I never show that to you? No, cool. Now from there, so I'll really quickly explain the feature of like how we generate leads on Meta. So we'll create your business manager, we'll create an advanced targeting, we'll generate the lead through some sort of qualification form to explain to them that they're very qualified. And then I go through the benefit. So the feature is just very quick explanation of what you do. That's number one here, the feature. Then the benefit, if you guys have screenshots to show of past clients' ad accounts with good results, screenshot those and put it on the flow. The benefit is just by showing them the results, like, cool, now I like to show some results. These are clients where they got XYZ in this time. And then the following month, they got XYZ in this time. And then here's another client where they got XYZ leads in this time. And here's another client where they got XYZ leads in this time. So I start off slow. Like we have one client that spends north of like 80K a month on Facebook ads. So it's nice because like in 4 months, they generate like 8,000 leads. And then I show like at the beginning, it's like, cool, this guy did like 50 leads. This guy did 60 leads. This guy did 100 leads. This guy did 4,000 leads. Now I show them all of it. Like again, the concept is to explain that it works at scale or it works if you're just getting a small bump. But based off what I've showed you, tie down. Do you think, or what are your thoughts on our system here of generating exclusive and qualified leads for your business? It looks good. I like it. Cool. Double tie down. Now, do you think this can work for your business? Is this something that you would want in your company? If they say no, or if they're iffy on it, then like you're not going to close them. You lost them somewhere. Somewhere along something didn't really, like, you didn't hit something here, right? Like if everything's good and you've showed them how it works and you've showed them the results and they're not that enthusiastic or like, yeah, I think this could work for my business, then you lost them, you screwed up somewhere. 99% of the time people say yes. So then we go into the second FBT, again, feature benefit tie down, which is our backend system. So how we follow up with leads, how we send people through the calendar appointment, and then how we call their leads as well, and just make sure that we're booking sales appointments. We follow up with leads and set appointments. And then again, I go through the feature. I just quickly explain the linear flow, give them some visuals on the step-by-step process. And then I'm very heavy on the benefits. Here's our client that got X amount of appointments, then the next client that got X amount of appointments, the next client that got X amount of appointments, and the next client that got X amount of appointments, and the next client that got X amount of appointments. And like, you just keep beating them over the head where they understand you can fucking get them appointments. There's no doubt about it. And then cool. Now, this is what I like for this one. I know some people unfortunately still like to follow up with their own leads, email their own leads, text their own leads, call their own leads, and set their own appointment and run a business. Now, what are your thoughts? Like, is that something that you would want us to do, or do you want to do all that yourself? Make them kind of feel stupid about it, because if they say they'd want to do it all themselves, it's like, all right, you're like, dude, you're on a business and you want to follow up with leads and text leads and say, you're like, what's wrong with you, bro? You're not a business owner at the end of the day. So tie down again. Do you think this works? Do you want this for your business? What are your thoughts on it? And then from there, after you've gone through all the tie downs and the pitch, then we go into a probe slash temperature check. Probe slash temp. Sorry, you guys got to give me one quick minute. I have a sales call in 1 minute, but I'm going to delay it for 15 more minutes for you guys. Bear with me. Hey, give me some stuff in the chat. How are you guys liking it? Anyone learning anything? Any value? Or this is garbage? I should jump off a bridge. No, it's cool. All right. All right. So probe temp chat. I'm going to ask whoever unmuted themselves if they can remute themselves. I'll get to the questions in just a sec. I'm pretty much done at this point. So I'll get to that in just a second. So probe temp check again. So I'll go through it. Like, did I miss anything? Anything you guys want me to touch base on? Do you understand? Like, is everything clear? Again, on these like questions, it's like, do you have any questions? If they say no, that's a bad way to frame it. It's like, are you clear on this? Yes. Because the whole goal is to get them to continuously say yes and nod yes and be in the pattern of saying yes, rather than saying, do you have any questions? No, no, no. Do you want to go through with us? No. It's much easier to do that when it's like, are you clear on that? Yeah. Are you clear on that? Yeah. Do you think this works? Yeah. 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 Cool. Do you want to move forward? It's like they've been saying yes the whole time. So important to frame your questions properly and make sure that you're being thoughtful in how you ask them. So I'll probe temp check. Like, cool. Any questions? Did I miss anything? Anything you want me to touch base on? No, you really got to go. Awesome. Now, what do you think about this? Like, do you think that based off what I've showed you, I think based off what I've showed you and our past track record, that we can actually help you get more sales appointments and maybe sell an extra, I don't know, 30 patients per month, right? You're temp checking. Like, do you think this works? Do you think it can get you your goals? If they say no, then that's fine. You end the call. Like, why do you not think, based off what I've showed you? Go through the objection. Like, if they don't think it, then you're not going to close them. Most of the time, if you show them enough proof and you're good enough with it and you show them a step-by-step, they end up saying, yeah, I think it could work. But the only thing is, like, will it work for me? That's something that we have to see, right? It's like, yeah, absolutely. Nothing's 100%, 1,000,000% guaranteed in life except for death. So probe temp check, see where they're at. Then from there, if it's all looks good, then obviously you have to go into the price. So I always like to, then you go into the close. So on the actual close, like, awesome. So again, to recap, we're going to manage this system 100% done for you. We're going to generate exclusive and pre-qualified leads for you. We'll then follow up with the leads for you. We'll also book appointments for you and give you that one-on-one support. That way you can finally start to whatever their goal was. Then we start talking quieter. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here, James. We are more expensive than a traditional marketing agency. I know many people want to hear that, but what I can promise you is if you're actually looking for a dedicated team that can actually get results, I swear, like, you're talking to the right team for this. Then you can go back up. So again, in terms of cost, James, for us to manage absolutely everything for you, then you just give them the price, hit them with the price, hit them with the price, then hit them with the guarantee. So hit them with the price, hit them with the guarantee. What happened there? Hit them with the price, hit them with the guarantee, and then don't just leave it hanging after you hit them with the guarantee. Cool. Now, again, based off our proven track record and our 100% risk removal guarantee, do you think that working with us would be the right move to get you closer towards 30 patients a month? If they say yes, awesome. So we take, like, explain to them the payment. I don't know how you guys do your payments. What I really like, and what I've been doing again recently, and I closed one pay in full yesterday too, is offer them a monthly package. So it's like a 3-month term, offer them a monthly cost, and then also offer them a pay in full with a nice discount, like a 25%, 30% discount. Honestly, very close to like almost a full month free if you can afford it. I like it because if you're doing, let's even say 2K a month for the newbiers in here, you're doing 2K a month to kind of do everything for them, which is a steal, $19.95. And they pay in full, it'd be like $5,000. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather get $5,000 today, right now, so I can dump that back into ads and back into the company and grow it really fast, rather than wait to get $19.95 now. And then maybe the guy's card dicks around, or maybe he's a piece of shit client and he's not following up with leads or calling leads or doing the good job on the sales. And he's like, no, I'm not paying you the rest, even though you're doing what you're supposed to do. Maybe he's just a shitty business owner. So always important, try to get paid in full. So get on that close. After you go through the price, after you go over the guarantee, then again, now based off I showed you, our proven track record and our 100% risk removal guarantee, do you think that working with us would be the right move to get you closer towards 30 patients a month within the next month? They say yes, be like, awesome. So to get started, we can either do the $29.95 or the $19.95 per month for 3 months, or if you pay in full, you can actually save $1,000 today. So what would make sense for you? Would you rather pay in full and save $1,000, or just do the month commitment? And then the amount of people that have said right then and there, I will pay you in full with no objections, you would shit yourself. Like the first few times it happened to me, I'm like, holy fuck, Jesus, this guy's about to give me $6,000 right now on the spot. Dope, let's do it. No objections, nothing. Like it's dope. It's a great feeling when it cracks, right? Yeah, baby, let's make that money. And then if you get the objections, obviously you're going to go through the objection handling process, which, to be honest, we can touch base a bit on it today, but we'll probably have to do a way longer call on objections because there's a lot to talk about objections. So if you guys do get objections here, wait, let me fix that. There's 2 routes that people are going to go. There's buying questions, and then there's objections. So there's buying questions and there's objections. I'm going to say it again. There's buying questions and there's objections. I'm going to say it one more time so you can really get it. There's buying questions and there's objections. Okay. Don't treat a buying question like an objection. You're just going to get your fucking panties worked up in a bunch and your butthole's going to be tight and you're going to be like all awkward and shit. Don't do it. Okay. It's a buying question. Cool. And how long does it take to get set up? Yeah. I mean, all of our, like, it's just a buying question. Chill, bro. It's a buying question, right? Go through the buying questions. Some people have buying questions. Maybe you didn't answer something. Cool. That's perfectly fine. If I get buying questions, I'm like, I'm selling this guy. Like, there's no questions. There's no objections. This is a simple question. Awesome. So let's say it's a buying question. Cool. And how long does it take you guys to get set up? Yeah. So usually it takes us, again, this is why it's important to anchor how, like, when are you looking to get started? If they say a month, cool. Yeah. Usually it takes us like 2 to 3 weeks to get everything set up, get everything. Then we send everything off to you for review. Then we do one final change and then launch. So about 3 to 4 weeks total. Does that make sense? Yeah, awesome. So again, did you want to pay in full or did you want to do the month to month? Always tie back to the close. Always tie back to the close. No matter what, always tie back to the close. If it's an objection, then it's like a whole different workflow. So typically with objections, the way I like to deal with it is accept and acknowledge, then ask for clarification, and then like tie down back to something they've said in the call. So it's like, I want to think about it. It's like, cool, not a problem. I completely understand you want to think about it. Now, just so I can get a better understanding here, like, what is it specifically that you want to think about? And they're going to tell you what the fuck they want to think about. If it's nothing, it's like, well, I just want to like mull it over and like think about it. It's like, cool. Now, just so I can get a quick temp check, like on the scale of one is like the worst thing you've ever heard. And you want me to just like go leave my room and never come back into this office ever again and just quit today. And 10 being, this is fantastic. Let's sign up yesterday. Where do you sit? Just so I can get a temp check here. Cool. 7. Awesome. And what would take you from 7 to 10? Just so maybe I can understand. Maybe I didn't say something. Maybe there's something missing. Like, what would get you from to like, yes, this is definitely it. Now you're going to get them to give you the real thing. If it's nothing, then clear it out. Be like, cool. Now maybe then it's just the price. I guess again, a lot of people get sticker shock. Perfectly fine. Like, we're not cheap. I also don't think that you would believe we would actually get the results if we were cheap, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So is it a price thing? Yeah, it's more than I thought it would be. Awesome. Now, is this something you can afford, or like you literally can't afford it? You have no money. Now you're asking someone like, are you broke? And either they're going to be honest. Like, I've had people that are like, yeah, dude, I only have like $500 to my name. Like, well, fuck, I don't know how you got this far down the call. You must have sold me on yourself. But if they don't have the money, then cool. Like, what are you going to do? Like, take money from nowhere? Like, they're broke. That's just why early on you got to ask the questions. But if it's like, yeah, no, I mean, I have the money. It's a lot. It's like, cool. Now, again, based off what you've said earlier in the call, you guys are just relying on word of mouth, and you said that you are looking for someone to help you guys. Like, what is it that you're looking to spend? Or help me understand, like, what's holding you back from doing this? Because again, maybe let's go back. Do you think this actually works? Yes. Do you think this can work for you? Yes. You understand our guarantee? Yes. Can you afford it? Yes. Okay, cool. So maybe it's just a little bit of like fear up front and like a little bit of uncomfort. Is that correct? Yeah, cool. And I've closed like this before. Like, well, all the boxes check on your end. I would personally love to have you on board. Again, whether it's you or someone else, we will have someone in your market. We're going very aggressive for your market. I would personally love for it to be you. I've had a great conversation with you. Your business looks great. Your numbers look great. You're smart. I really think that we could scale this together. But unfortunately, if it's not going to be you, it will be someone else. So again, you check all the boxes on my end. I think that we check all the boxes on your end. Is that enough to just say fuck it? Like, you want to come on board and be a partner for us, and let's just do it, man. Let's get your spot and let's just scale you up. You know, people that have been like, yeah, all right, cool, let's do it. It's like, just work through it, right? Like, don't be scared to ask those questions. Don't be scared to think on the fly. And one last thing, I'll leave you guys with the objections before I bounce. They're all bullshit. There's no objection that is truthful. Every single objection is bullshit. Okay. So you have two things. And I did this yesterday where the guy hit me with the same objection 3 times, and I started to believe it. And then in my head, I'm like, nope, he's lying. It's bullshit. It's full of shit. And I pushed one more time and I got a deposit on the call. All objections are bullshit. It's either a yes or a no. No one needs to think about it. What the fuck are you gonna like? You're gonna go beat your meat and think about it? No, you're not. You're not gonna go shit and think about it. You're either gonna go back to work, you're gonna go talk to your family, or you're gonna aimlessly scroll on social media because you're addicted, right? Like, you're not gonna think about it. Send me an email. You don't read emails, bro. You're gonna just mark me as spam or mark me as read. You're not even gonna read it. Like, it's bullshit. I gotta talk to my wife. That one might be validity. And the wife one is a whole trickier one. It's like, cool. Now, typically what I like to do on the wife is like, cool, now does your wife know that you're on this call? Yeah. Does she know that you've been struggling with the business for this? Yeah. Does she want you to continue to stay in the same spot? No. Would she be upset if you did something that got you out of that spot? No. Cool. So again, what we do typically here is like, I don't want you to go over your wife and, just completely ignore her. But if everything checks the box, dude, like, let's get the payment done. Let's get you onboarded. Let's set an onboarding call. If you go talk to your wife before the onboarding call and she's like, no, I want you to be broke forever, you let me know. I'll give you all of your money back, dude. Like, I'm not here to freaking scam you off of $1,000. Like, I'm not even going to get rich off that, right? Like, how far $1,000 gets you in today's age. I'm like, yeah, like, they're going to start rationalizing it. Cool. Does that sound fair? If they say no, it's like, okay, well, like, work back. And I had someone do this. Like, what doesn't sound fair about that? Like, why wouldn't you want to pay? If you think it works, if you trust in our guarantee, if you have the finances for it, why wouldn't you pay me today? Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I went through that yesterday with someone. I dropped a video for you guys. 3 times he didn't want to pay me and he kept wanting to talk to his wife. And I'm like, okay, cool. Brandon, can I just be honest with you for a quick sec? Like, yeah. I'm like, cool. You can afford our services, right? Yes. You think this works? Like, actually, like, you don't have to fluff me up, dude. Like, it's not going to hurt my feelings. Do you actually think this works? Yes. Cool. Do you trust in our guarantee? Yes. Cool. So then if everything checks the box, then the only thing left for me is trust. So obviously it's a trust thing, right? And then he's like, stopped. He's like, well, you never really trust anyone until like trust is built out over long term. So no, like I don't think it's maybe a trust thing. I'm like, cool. So again, we're only going to take a deposit. We're going to set you up your onboarding call. We're going to send absolutely everything off to you. You go talk to your wife. You guys have a conversation. If you really don't want to do this, dude, like let me know and I'll give you your money back. I'm not getting rich off $500, obviously. Does that sound fair? And he's like, all right, fine, let's do it. After the fourth time. So objections are bullshit. They're never true. It's just a way to stay in your comfort zone, put off the actual decision, work through the objections with them. Don't be scared to do it. Who gives a shit if the guy flips you off? If he yells at you and swears at you, what? Like, is your heart broken? Are you going to die? No, who cares? Like, pick yourself back up. Keep going. You've learned how to walk before. You've scraped your knees, bonked your head. You know, you guys are alive and you're still healthy and good. So don't be scared to go through the objections. And yeah, that's the whole fucking one call close framework. I got 2 minutes for you guys. Any questions? I got happy. Oh, there's a lot of comments that I didn't check out. You tell me how to overcome objection. Okay, I'll do like 5 minutes. If you guys have a queue, just redrop the queue. I'm not going to waste your guys' time to go read those questions. Can you tell me again how to overcome the objection? Example, Facebook ads isn't working for them and they don't want to spend any money on it. Now, if Facebook ads isn't working for them, you want to figure out the strategy and see if you have a different strategy. If you don't have a different strategy, then you'll have a hard time pushing it. If they're just like, well, I don't know, I'm just like boosting posts and shit. It's like, cool. Well, A, you're not getting in front of the right people. B, you're not tackling the actual demographic. You're not adding any interests or getting any advanced targeting. C, there's no actual funnel. You're just boosting a post with no call to action, with no strategic funnel, no strategy, which is basically like shooting a shotgun, right? Like you're just going to shoot something and see what happens, which is fine, but we're a sniper. We're going to aim. We're going to make sure that we're hitting the exact target on the spot. Does that make sense? Cool. So just go over what they've done and see what they've done specifically, and then maybe just explain to them why that's wrong and what you guys can do. Again, briefly, like you don't really want to go into the pitch here. I know freaking James has done this before. I've seen some of his calls where person's like, yeah, well, it was just like unqualified leads. And he's like, boom, well, let me show you my shit. And he's like screen sharing and like just goes into it. I'm like, no, you've missed too many spots. So if they think it doesn't work, just figure out what they've done, be strategic about it and try to go from there. What do you do when you can't show results for beginners? If you can't show results, then just leave it focused on them. Rather than showing a bunch of results, explain to them what the benefit is going to be. So again, the benefit of us doing all this for you is you're not going to have to manage your Facebook ads. You're not going to have to stay up to date with all the constant learning algorithms. You're going to be able to generate leads every single month, 100% without fail. So just explain it to them what they're going to get rather than showing them what you've done to other people. That's how I started. We used to do just verbal calls where I wouldn't show anything. I would just talk to them. And I got paid in full enough times on that too. So just explain the benefit and what they're going to get rather than showing them what you've done in the past.
Now, I have a quick question. Regarding the like Facebook ads thing, like sometimes it'll come up as an objection or like in the beginning, obviously, I kind of explain obviously our strategy, all that. Then on the pitch, I go through it and then I go for the tie down. And in the tie down, quite a few times actually, when I'm like, has anyone actually like showed you this? Do you think this will help you? Blah, blah, blah. Even after like explaining like conditional logic, showing the targeting, all that, they kind of like group it together with just like their like past Facebook ad experience. And they're like, yeah, I've seen this, or yeah. Yeah, just pretty much that. And yeah, I don't really know how to answer that properly. Oh, you're muted.
Unmute you.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a smoke screen of like, if it doesn't work, like if you'll ask them like, so you've specifically run this like this, you guys like, you know, the exact strategy. If they say, yeah, and it didn't work, then you're fighting an uphill battle. Cause you know, like, I don't know how else you would. This is also where as a salesman, like you're going to have to be fly and like smooth on the spot. That's why putting in the reps is important. When you put in the reps, your brain starts to build neural networks, which allow them to re-engage quickly. So you're training your brain, which means that when you come into a moment like that again, your brain already has the wiring to go into it. So reps is super important. Flow is super important. I'd have to like actually hear the call recordings, see what happened before. I think there's a lot to unpack there, and I don't think it's as simple as like a one-word answer. Okay, we got Umer, very interesting framework, includes a lot of content from different people combined. It's like you included all into one single framework. Yeah, I mean, it's a proven framework over and over again. And then I've added extra questions and gone through different shit and read different books and like added a bunch of different pieces from a bunch of different things and got on there. Any tips for one call close? Blow, were you sleeping this whole time, Martin? Where are you, Martin? You're not even on here. I can't even see you. All right. You're the no camera guy. Okay. Call recording. Yeah, we'll share it. Did I start alone? I started absolutely alone. Where did I learn Facebook ads? YouTube and trial and error. What books do I recommend? A lot of books. Depends on what you want to actually learn. Start with 50 ways to persuade. Yes. Martin just joined. I'm sorry, bro. Stop sleeping in, man. Get up early. All right. You guys good? Anyone last questions, last comments, anything? How was it? Let me know. Pulse check. Drop some fire, drop some shit. Let me know.
Yeah, super question on pricing.
Yeah.
Is anybody in here or is anybody currently running strictly paid on performance? Like to sign on a client would be anywhere from like 5 to 10K, depends on your niche. If you're working with like roofers or whatnot, that's a higher ticket service. Is anybody in here currently just making one big ask and then keeping them strictly on paid on performance?
I've seen a lot of people doing that. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't do it, but yeah, I don't have it. I don't think anyone else in here does either.
I have one client like that.
Okay.
But he paid like a deposit, basically like a upfront fee. So he paid 500 upfront fee, and then I take 15% of every job completed. But I don't like it because like you don't know if he's gonna be truthful or whatever. So like I'm tracking all the jobs he's getting, but at the end of the day, if the homie wants to tell me like, yeah, I closed the deal for 20K and really and truly closed the deal for 100K, I don't know.
Yeah. So because I've been thinking about this, if you're going to do it, you're going to have the stipulation where they use Go High Level to make the calls. That way they can record the calls, and then they would have to actually figure out a way to record the sales call and use your proven framework. So obviously you're going to give them some sort of sales training, because if not, then like chances are you're not going to get paid. You're not going to make any money because most people suck. So yeah, you're going to want to have some stipulations where they have to record calls and prove that you're using a framework. And on top of that, what I would do is so if I was to run that, I've been thinking about it, I'd charge $5,000 deposit. You're not working with me for anything less than $5,000 deposit. And then we can go into a pay per close model. And what I would also do is after 3 months, if you guys haven't closed 20% of all leads that we've given you, or 30% of all leads or all appointments that we've given you, and you documented every single call and sales call, and you used our thing, like if you've used our entire system, how we lay out, and you haven't closed at least 30%, then we'll give you your money back. However, on the flip side, if you don't meet all our criteria, then we're going to kick you out of your market and we're going to go work with someone else, because we're not just going to waste a market on non-skill, right? Like you're going to use our systems. You're going to prove that you used our systems via call recordings and sales call recordings. And on top of that, if you don't close whatever within 3 months, then we'll give you your money back. But on the flip side, if you don't close and use all of our systems and prove it to us, then we're actually going to cancel you and like push you out from our service. That way it's more work on them. It sounds less unattractive. And then you can say, well, the flip side is we can go into an appointment-based guarantee, where we'll guarantee appointments on an X a month retainer. And if we don't generate you the appointments, the next month is free. Most people end up doing that just because it's easier and it's far less actual admin work and stuff like that. Let me know how you want to go about it. So you have to like rationalize why, if they were to do a pay per close model, why you would be able to cancel them. Make it sound a bit more uninteresting, but that's what my thoughts have been on it, because I've heard this like 4 times now, where people are running a pay per close model on the front end and then selling them on a retainer on the back end. I don't know who the fuck's sharing this on YouTube, because I swear I've seen like a bunch of like newbies just starting out like that. So it looks like someone is sharing this as a strategy. Does anyone know? Quick question.
Alex Ramosi is big on this. Yeah, humongous. So PPE, pay per performance, or pay per whatever. the way that he structured it, because you guys are probably familiar, heard his software that he created. It's called useallen.com. It's called Allen. And if you go on that landing page that he created, it's strictly for marketers that are just strictly making the change over from reoccurring to paper performance. He dislikes. He has a whole. There's a podcast where he's just ranting about how he dislikes the model because churn and all that stuff. Where you're not keeping clients happy or whatnot. But the way that it sounds like he did it, which was the way that I would want to do it, is I would be going for a big market where you're talking about they're selling like $500,000 products or more, and those kinds of clients have all those systems set in place. They have salespeople or whatnot. Or what you could also be doing is build the back end, and you actually taking the calls and closing for them, and then that way you can guarantee that you're getting paid on anything in additional revenue. What it sounds like he was doing is he would ask like for 10K back in the day too, when he was running what's it called? Gym Watch, yeah. Or back when he had his gyms, he went after chiropractors also, and he closed 2 of them, and he got a $10,000 upfront payment from them. And the way that he structured it was like, okay, after this, any additional revenue, I'll take like 15 to 30% of anything that we sell. But obviously that didn't end up working for him. But that was just something in the back of my head where I think that in order to keep clients long term, I was just thinking about this. I was like, just curious if anybody else was running it.
Yeah, no, not on my end. If you find that podcast, drop it. I'd be curious to see what he talks about the pay performance model.
Yeah, well, it's an old podcast back when he had the what's it called? The Viking stash on.
Fair. Yeah, his stuff is honestly a lot more gold.
Yeah, for sure.
I see Janice has a quick hand up. I don't know if that's by accident. Janice, Giannis, however I say your name. Come on down and mute yourself. If not, we're gonna go once, go twice, going 3 times. Sold.
So I wanted to ask if you use your camera on the calls or not, and if you use a presentation.
I use my camera on the calls, yes. I don't like having people come into my shit without them having a thing on either. So if they don't have it, I'll be like, awesome. Now, where's your webcam? I don't even say that. Can you turn your camera? Like, your camera's off. I can't see you. Or can I see you? I like to see your face. I don't know. Say something witty, but yeah, definitely get them to show their camera as well. Fucking all these dudes on here with no camera, bro. What's wrong with you guys? Come on. You're running a marketing agency and you're just going to hop on a Zoom without your camera on? Unreal.
Bro, I don't even have a camera, man.
I know you don't. That's all good. Yeah, get used to turning on your camera. It'll I mean, you're doing a meeting, right? Like, you don't go to a fucking sales meeting in person with a paper bag over your face and like a picture slapped on it. You go in there with your face and they see you, right? Like, people connect to people. So don't be wussies, just show your face. It's not that big a deal. I can hear you, but I can't see you. That works for me. Yeah, definitely. I say that one as well. At the beginning, like, can you hear me? But yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you. That's bang on. Good job there, Ryan. Cool. Well then, gentlemen, I'm going to go hopefully make some money and close. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll be dropping the recording for this in the live Zoom. I appreciate every single one of you for taking your time out. And yeah, that wraps today's meeting. We'll be in the Discord. If you have any questions, hop on the Discord, drop them in the Discord. I'd like to see you guys in there, chatting in there. We'll continue to do this calls next week. Next week will probably just be more of like a Q&A style rather than me coming on and just talking at you for an hour. But yeah, appreciate you.
Cool. Well, appreciate you hosting the Discord.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you for joining the Discord. A lot of appreciation go around. But yeah, we will wrap it up. Hope you all have a fantastic Saturday. Happy New Year, by the way. It's 2024. I keep forgetting that. And yeah, we'll be in touch on Discord, and next Saturday, same time. Maybe actually we might have to change it, but we'll see. Cheers, everyone.
Peace.
Peace. So if you found any value and you actually want to join my exclusive Discord community, hop on these calls, ask me questions, get my free snapshots, all that free shit, and just continue to grow your business for free without having to pay some gurus any sort of bullshit amount of money, then make sure to watch that video right there.